Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought I would do a foundation showdown. It is going to be between the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. Now both of these, surprisingly enough, are somewhat similar when it comes to formula and the claims. We are going to run down each individual foundation. So Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation has got a built-in SPF of 18. It comes in 15 shades, which is not the best shade range when it comes to drugstore. Also, this one feels lightweight. It gives a soft luminous finish. It blurs in perfection. Moving on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. This comes in 50 shades. Now you could already see that there's a huge gap between the two foundation. It claims to have a water resistant and luminous wear. It blurs in perfection. It does not oxidize or give any flashback, and it has a medium coverage. Also, this feels lightweight on the skin as well. Formula wise, they're both the same. This right here is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation, and this one right here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. As you can see, they're both thick, they're both creamy, and once I blend them both out, they actually look so similar. This one right here runs a little bit more neutral, whereas this one right here has got a little bit more peach to it. But as you can see, the way they reflect the light is somewhat similar. They feel very lightweight, and they both smell kind of the same, which I am actually quite surprised about, because I've not heard anyone, not even a single person, describe the two foundations. I use the Flower Beauty Pore Minimizing Primer. So on this side, I think I am going to use the Flower Beauty. As you can see, I have a lot of marks and like an acne breakout right there, and on this side right here is a little bit more flatter. So I'm going to pop that much right there. This is going to be interesting because I actually have not done a foundation showdown, and I wanted to wear both foundations throughout the day to see if they are both similar in performance. I'm going to use a sponge for both because that's how I normally apply my foundation. So first layer, the redness of my face has been neutralized, though you could still see a little bit of the acne. It doesn't feel tacky or like greasy, which sometimes is the case when it comes to luminous foundation. It actually feels a little bit comfortable on the skin, and it blends out beautifully. So what I'm going to do is to try build up the coverage. So I am going to try and put 2 pumps on this face and 2 pumps on the other face and see how far we can push that. So 2 pumps, immediately it covered majority of my acne, but the redness is still there. So I think I am going to go a little bit more coverage on the side, mainly because of the texture difference on my face. But this is what the Flower Beauty looks like. Now we are going to move on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've done a first impression on this foundation, and I absolutely love this foundation, especially if I want more of a luminous, lightweight foundation that will last me throughout the day. And it works great when you touch up the foundation. So I'm going to use a different sponge, just so we don't mix the formula of the foundation. Oh my goodness! On my face, the shade actually looks the same. It's crazy. I just think that both of these shades does not really work on my skin tone because they're a little bit light, but with a little bit of bronzing, we can salvage that. So with 2 pumps, it definitely gave me a medium coverage, which is true to what it claims. So this is what the luminous foundation looks like on my skin. Right off the bat, you could not tell that I'm wearing two different foundations because they're so alike. What I'm going to do is to build up a little bit more coverage on the Flower Beauty side, only on the part where I really need the coverage, because throughout the day I have a feeling that it will fade. While I have both of the foundations, let's go through the similarities of the foundation. It is both a luminous foundation, though I would say that Flower Beauty gives more dew than the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like this one appears, as it dries down, it appears more of that natural finish with a little bit of glow, whereas this one has got like straight up dew. Both feels very, very lightweight on my skin. It doesn't feel greasy, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels like I only have moisturizer on, which is good. They did not enhance any dry patches on my skin. The coverage, both coverage are great, though I find that Anastasia Beverly Hills gives a lot more coverage within two pumps, because like all the redness that I have is completely gone. But given the fact that I have different textures on my face, I'd say they are almost similar. Formula, as you guys saw, the thickness, the blendability, and the scent are almost the same. Both of the foundation gave a blurring effect. Now it gave me a very smooth canvas to work with. We are going to go over the difference. So the difference is that Light Illusion Foundation offers SPF of 18, whereas the Luminous Foundation don't. The shade range. Now there's a huge gap because the Light Illusion only has 15 shades, whereas the Luminous Foundation has got 50 shades, which gives you more options, and most likely you will find the best match to your skin tone. Another difference is the price. I purchased my Light Illusion foundation from Chemist Warehouse when I was over in Australia, and that foundation cost $14 Australian. So if I were to convert it to New Zealand, that would be roughly around $16-17, whereas the Luminous foundation costs $80 New Zealand, which is very, very steep. If you're looking for a luminous foundation that would give coverage, that will feel lightweight, and a bonus SPF, then I would go for the Flower Beauty. Unfortunately, we cannot get it in New Zealand, but I do believe that Amazon sells Flower Beauty and they do ship to New Zealand. So that's another option. Otherwise, you can get like a relative that lives in Australia to purchase it for you. Here is what my face looks like after everything was on. So it took about roughly 8 to 10 minutes to do all these face. Now that I've set the foundation, I absolutely love them both, and you could not honestly tell the difference. So the time right now is almost 1 p.m. so it's 12:50 p.m. I am gonna go out and about my day, and I will catch up with you guys probably within, I would say, 3 to 4 hour mark, because that's usually when I do get oily, especially around my T-zone area. Hi beautiful, the time right now is 4:39 p.m. which means that I have been wearing this foundation for, I would say, 4.5 hours, and looking at my skin right now, I am definitely greasy. Now I could see that the oils are starting to come out around this area right here, especially on my nose area. Coverage wise, everything is still fully covered except for maybe this side right here, which is the Flower Beauty foundation. The coverage on the breakouts have definitely faded. Like you could see this big pimple more, whereas on this side right here, nothing has really faded, everything is still intact. So what I'm going to do is to just take a little bit of powder on a sponge and kind of just dab that on the areas where I'm a little bit oily. I definitely like the Luminous foundation more because it looks the same as when I applied it. Nothing really moved around or like faded or anything like that. And the fact that this foundation does a really good job when touched up, it kind of just goes back to how you applied it. Flower Beauty wise, it's pretty comparable though. My coverage has faded a little bit on this area right here. But overall, for a drugstore foundation, I don't think that the Flower Beauty is bad. It's just that in terms of long wear, it doesn't hold up as good as the Luminous foundation. I asked my boyfriend actually today if he could tell that I'm wearing two different foundations, and he said that he could not tell the difference at all. So that's a really good sign. So I think I am going to wear this foundation for another 3 hours or so. I could not guarantee you that I'm not going to be oily because this is a luminous foundation. I have more of like a oily skin and a little bit of dry patches around the chin area. Hi beautiful, it's the end of the day for me and it is time to take the makeup off because I'm actually quite excited to pamper my face today. So the time right now is 6:51 p.m. which means that I have been wearing this foundation duo for a little over 7 hours. So my final verdict. Looking at my face today, I absolutely think that they look similar from afar. Obviously this is more of a luminous foundation, so it's not gonna last very matte on my skin. As you can see, after a few hours from the last check-in, I'm already oily around this area right here and also my forehead, but I don't get a lot of transfer from both sides. Nothing has slipped or slide. I feel like the Luminous foundation lasted a lot longer than the Light Illusion foundation, mainly because this part right here kind of faded. I do recommend both foundations. It's just a matter of preference really. If you wanted to have more shade varieties and pay a bit more money, then I would definitely go for the Anastasia Luminous foundation, mainly because this one is water resistant, which I unfortunately have not tried, but I do love that claim because I could definitely see myself wearing this during summertime where it's high humidity. Coverage is very great, and honestly this foundation looks so good even after how many touch-ups you do. Light Illusion foundation on the other hand, I love this for the price. I love that it has an SPF of 18, so you get a little bit of sun protection, and this is a great on-the-go product. Like say if you just wanted to be glowy and run errands or go for a quick brunch, then this is a good foundation to go. The only con that I could think about this foundation is that it's not easily accessible if you're in New Zealand, so you're gonna have to order it through Amazon or through websites and use like a alternative US address so you can ship here in New Zealand, whereas this one right here, in terms of accessibility, it is available in Sephora in New Zealand or at Mecca Cosmetica stores. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have another foundation showdown coming up. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!